Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday show. I'm your host, Carl Levy. I said there will be just myself, no Doug on this weekend. He's got daddy duties this weekend, but he should be back on hopefully next weekend as well. So we'll discuss a lot more about today. The reaction of the England appointed Thomas Tuchel as the new manager for the World Cup 2026 qualifications and also for the tournament. We'll talk about the return of the Premier League as well. We'll talk about the home nations effects. We'll have some guests to come on as well. We know that Mike Green is going to join us for 15, 20 minutes because as well. So we'll give him the guest to come in. But Doug, I know you'll be watching as usual. So listen, I said, you got daddy duties as usual. It's your thing. See what you have to do. So I appreciate that anyway. So yeah, good morning, Chris. Hope you're well. Yeah, we'll talk more about all the results this past week as well. But let's go through just to give some example of today's fixtures coming up as well. So later on today we do have as well Spurs at home to West Ham later on at 12:30, joining live on TNT Sports. Sorry, Fulham at home to Aston Villa later today. It is a relegation 6 point battle between Ipswich and Everton. Manchester United home to Brentford. We got Brighton going away to Newcastle. No bottom 6 point battle between Southampton and Leicester City, and Bournemouth against Arsenal in the 5:30 kickoff. And in the EFL Championship, we got four half 12:30 kickoff games as well. The key game is Luton Town against Watford, a local derby. Plymouth go away to Cardiff. West Brom are going down to Kassam Stadium to face Oxford United. We also have Preston off against Coventry City. And later on today, a big game for at 3 o'clock between Burnley away at Sheffield Wednesday, and later on with Stoke City against Norwich City. And in League One, some key games as well. Blackpool against Barnsley. Hoover Town back home against Bristol Rovers. Lincoln City at home to Birmingham City. And Rotherham at home to Wrexham. And in League Two, we got Carlisle United at home to Harrogate Town. We got Bradford City away at Gillingham. We'll talk about Newport County later on with their result last night as well. In the National League England, in National League as well, we've got Solihull away to home to Barnet, Forest Green home to Braintree Town, and York City home to Ipswich United, and then two former Football League clubs between Rochdale and Southend United at 5:30. And in the Scottish Premiership, we've got Celtic against Aberdeen. I know this is both teams are unbeaten to start to the season. Dundee United against Hibs. Neil Kirchley's first home game as a new Hearts match. He's at home to St Mirren. Motherwell face at Dundee, and St Johnstone home to Ross County. And in the Scottish Championship, Livingston away to Ayr United. Also in the La Liga later on today, Celta Vigo at home to Real Madrid. And then Juventus against Lazio in the 7:45 kickoff. Later on today, Bayer Leverkusen home to Eintracht Frankfurt, while Bayern Munich away at home to Stuttgart. Strasbourg away to Paris Saint-Germain. Yep, Chris, I appreciate that. It's a lot to do. I know I couldn't do that, but I can. Takes a lot of time. It does. So I'm not going to lie to you as well. Let's see all the other results, other games as well later on today as well. But for tomorrow's games, we've got some key games as well for Sunday in the Premier League and also in the Scottish Premiership. We have Wolves at home to Man City, and then the 4:30 kickoff between Liverpool against Chelsea. Hull City at home to Sunderland, while Rangers go away to Kilmarnock, and Barcelona at home to Sevilla. And then it's Roma against Inter in the 7:45 kickoff as well. So that's all the results, the fixtures for that. But let's say good morning to Mike Green. Mike, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Yourself, mate? Well, I would say I'm not too bad, but yeah, just getting along with it, and yeah, not too bad.
Good, good, good. How was your boys last night, Newport County? Their result last night. Because I wanted to ask you about that because you did get a good. You lost 3-0, unfortunately, to Chesterfield. Was that a tough game?
Well, to be fair, after 1 minute, our keeper basically gifted them a goal, but they didn't. They didn't really offer anything after they scored their first goal. They sort of sat on that, and like they didn't offer anything. They knew they were 1-0 up away from home. which, Rodney Parade is a tough place to go. 4 wins out of 5 this season at home in the league. So obviously, Paul Cook, as an experienced manager, knew that he had to just not go all out, but he's already 1-0 up because the home team have gifted him a goal. And it's just about staying, like, not losing your heads whilst going in front. And then they bring on, incredible talent of Michael Jacobs, Will Grigg, Ollie Banks, and that's the difference. When they can bring on players like that, they're obviously going to change the game. And Will Grigg scored two goals that probably should have been prevented, but we did score as well. We had a goal disallowed wrongly. The ball miles over the line. Referee said no. Linesman wasn't even in line with it. So it is what it is. It's one of them, and I'm not even angry. I'm more upset because, like, it was a game that we could have won, and even at 1-0, they didn't score their second goal till 6 minutes from time, and then they scored their third 3 minutes later. So it wasn't really a 3-0 result, but at the end of the day, you've lost 3-0, so you have to move on.
Yeah, you have to move on as well. Everyone, if you want to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for any uploaded video coming up. Please appreciate that. As well, we also guess as well. Well, there you go. Good morning to Doug as well. This is for you, Mike. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. I love that line.
Yeah, well, I can't be angry about it because I actually thought we played well, and it sounds stupid that I thought we played well and we've lost 3-0, but anyone who watched that game could say that that was an even game and 3 goals were absolutely gifted to them. And Will Grigg's obviously going to take both of them, and Dylan Makande, still don't know how the bloody hell we let him score. He's awful, but if you give Will Grigg two, not even clear cut chances, half chances, he's going to score them. And like I said at the start of the season, when you've got a strike force of Paddy Madden and Will Grigg, they're going to score goals if you give them just a half chance, and that's what we did last night.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I have to say for myself as Leeds United winning, ended Sheffield United unbeaten run last night, and bloody hell, we scored our first goal from set piece in since February. But I did not expect that turnaround, But I have to say, Leeds looked a lot more better than we thought we did, especially after what happened before the international break with Melier with that howler at the end. But it looked like the team was on his side, and I have to say, Ayo Tanaka is a fantastic player. He deserved the players of the match last night for his performance. I'm not gonna lie. I think Sheffield United they just didn't look, they were just coming for a draw, and it just looked like they were just not, they didn't want to take their chances last night.
Yeah, I think Sheffield United still, that was the first goals they've conceded in 6 games as well, and that they've been really good defensively and kept some very good teams out. I think they kept Hull City out, a few other ones in there as well. Yeah, I didn't watch the game obviously because I was at Newport, but I heard from a few people that Leeds pretty much dominated them, and Sheffield United turned up at Ellen Road to not get beat basically.
Absolutely, as well. So, Chris, you're welcome to join us as well. The link is in our group in the chat as well. So appreciate if you want to join us as well. Yeah, I can't stand. I know. I think we will go to discuss about Chris Wilder in our first topic as well. England have appointed Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel has signed an 18-month contract to the end of the 2026 World Cup. He will be started on the 1st of January 2025. This came out during last week through the German media, through Bild. Before everything else came, it was all announced as well too. Yeah, I have to say, Mike, is this a better choice for the FA because of the lack of English managers we have, English pool we have? We only have 3 managers such as Dyche, Howe, and
Potter.
Gary O'Neill, and then you could say also Graham Potter as well, but.
Yeah.
It's just the problem is with the English coaching that has. Did it ever had any choice at all?
The problem is England fans are moaning that they haven't got an English manager in charge, but they haven't got a good enough one. They've got all the money in the world, they've got all the resources in the world to train better English coaches to be better managers, and they just haven't done that. So
No.
surprise, 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 surprise. Spain with good coaches and good managers excuse me, had a Spaniard who won the Euros. Argentina's manager for the World Cup was
No, and
Argentina.
no one didn't know who Lionel Scanelli was before he won the Copa America and the World Cup. So
That's what I mean, and this is why England needs to stop away from but we need it to be English, because the last one was a car crash. So Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea. Exactly, Doug. Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea, but didn't do well in the league. He's a tournament manager, and that's exactly what England need, because they've had Gareth Southgate for the past 4 or 5 tournaments. They
well,
just can't
it
get over
was
the line.
and we called him Fraudgate to be quite honest with you. So
Well, South Clay, Fraudgate, either one.
yeah,
But
The mic's
But
on.
but yeah, I mean, there's no suspicion to why England needed someone else who wasn't English to get them over the line, because all the English managers, as you mentioned, the third best on that list is Sean Dyche, who can't get Everton playing football. So if that's the pool, then Thomas Tuchel's the right answer.
well, here's the thing, right? And I look and I watched Feature. He's a very good content creator, when he, especially with Burnley and all that other stuff. He did say so when I watched his video yesterday on his channel, and he looked at why our license court fees is about £4,000, where in Spain and Germany, I think it's around about €500 to get a license, and they have
Exactly.
more coaches than ourselves.
And that's part of the reason. The FA are money bags. That's all they want is your money. To be an elite coach, it shouldn't be down to how much you have to pay. It should be what abilities you've got as a coach. And I feel like you mentioned, England's license fees and all that is half of what is double what Spain, Germany, and France, I think it is, all put together. And like Doug said, the best English manager is probably Eddie Howe, and even he is having an absolute stinker at Newcastle, because
But do you know what? I think he confirmed yesterday. He confirmed
there's no
yesterday.
interest.
Yeah, his press conference. He was not approached. So it just tells you why the FA decided to go down this route.
Yeah, and Eddie Howe is good, but he's not an elite manager. And if England was going to go that route, like it probably would have been the exact same as Southgate. And it'll be interesting to see Thomas Tuchel's first England selection, to see what sort of route he goes down. Because if you're not performing, you don't deserve to be in that team, I'm afraid. So if Harry Kane, okay, he's scoring 20 goals a season in the Bundesliga, whoopee-doo. You're playing against players that are way below your level. If you're underperforming for England and constantly putting in crap performances, then he shouldn't be starting. England should not be relying on Harry Kane anymore.
No, and I agree with that.
They should. I would, obviously, I don't care because I'm Welsh and I don't care about England. But I would, if I was an English fan, I'd prefer to see them go with 3 players across the front who can all interchange, rather than having a static number 9 up front. Because you see what Spain done. Morata drifts wide. Lamine Yamal dropped into the pocket. Nico Williams dropped into the pocket. Danny Olmo progressed above Morata. And football's not a big man up top anymore. And not many teams win. All right, Man City, but not many teams win things with a big number 9 up front. It's more
No.
how fluid your front three is and how interchangeable your team is.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Listen, I like what this Chris said. There's no excuses now. Let's see, the PR North, yeah, he's right. Listen, what he said earlier on, the England media fans are a bit hypocrites. Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, even Sam Wallace from the Telegraph a couple of days before, he actually did say he said he would have chose Pep Guardiola, and then a couple of days out, he's come out with a nonsense saying why England don't need a German, why Thomas Tuchel is not right for an England job. I'm like, how can you, if you said if we had Pep Guardiola, everyone not batter, no, there will be no eyelids being battered completely. And I think this is the problem with our media, and he's right at that point. If they said the right far apart German, and we treat him like the best daily talk, he's got a point with that one as well. Because
It's true. It's true. Like I'm not being funny here, but if you want to get over the line, it shouldn't be the thing that shouldn't be talked about is nationality. It should be pedigree. Like you should not be basing on a managerial. Do you see Liverpool appointing a Scouse speaker, a Scouse manager who's from Liverpool. It just don't happen. Like I know people say, "Oh, but that's club football," but it's the exact same. Liverpool have just got a Dutchman in. Are they crying because he's not from England?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Like, can Ali Slot get us over the line? If so, appoint him in. Like, this is what I mean. Thomas Tuchel, I can guarantee you, Thomas Tuchel will not last his entire contract because the PR will call him out. If he calls the players out, the PR will be straight on him and be like, "Oh, Tuchel's negative, Tuchel's toxic," and they'll kick him out. They want a waistcoat manager. They want a guy who just says yes sir, 3 bags full, and just nods his head like a Churchill dog. They don't want someone who's gonna step up front and be like, "No, this ain't right."
Yeah, no, I agree. Look at the other sports. England cricket team has a New Zealand Brendan McCullum, which no one did bat an eyelid with.
And Cal, Brendan McCullum's the best at the best.
Thank you.
Shock horror.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. He's the best of the best as well. And when the England Rugby Union, when we appointed Eddie Jones, no one did bat an eyelid with Budgie. He won the Six Nations. He got us to the local fight. Yeah, we didn't win it, but he did deliver on his targets, even though it got rotten towards the end. And it's the same with the rugby league thing where we had Wayne Bennett as well. So I don't know. I just think like you question, and no one in the US is questioning about Mauricio Pochettino being appointed the US coach. So someone tell me something's not right. So I really don't. Yeah.
The problem with it is the social media. Everyone wants these days. I was going to say everyone. Only elite teams don't want it. The PR teams like England and then in the Premier League like Man United, Arsenal, all they want is a good time. They don't actually want to win. They just want to enjoy themselves and have a good time. That's why in the summer after the final, England, it's a Euros to be proud of. Why? Did you win it? No.
No.
Like come in. Arsenal have said they're progressing, right? How? They've won nothing for 5 years, but because they're getting closer points tally, apparently they're progressing. They're in the same position finishing second as they was when they finished 8th. They still won nothing. So the points, like quoting Lee Gunner here, the points tally means nothing unless you win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Do you know what, Chris? And we agree with you. Both of us agree. Tuchel is a winner. And we can see that in him. He's not. Yes, he's not. I know he's not lasted at few of the clubs for much long, but he's a winner. It's like what Josie's been doing. Josie didn't last a few clubs, but he's still a winner. So I really don't get how this media is just worried about it. Like I said a few days ago, none of you were battering controversy when Pep Guardiola was linked to it, and now you decided because it's Tuchel. I don't get that. I really don't get our English media. It's full of hypocrisy. Full of just hypocrisy, seriously. It really is. Especially with Gary Neville, especially when you were part of that England setup with Roy Hodgson when we lost 2-1 to bloody Iceland in the Euros in 2016. And you're telling me we should, God almighty. Yeah, the thing is, you're right, Mike. It's a lot. I think the English media needs to look at themselves in shame completely. We're honest with you, and it's
the thing is, I don't mind them backing their team, but they don't. The problem with England is, and I've said this a long time because it's so obvious to see they don't want to win. They clearly don't want to win because every single time they've appointed a competent winning manager, they're like, no, we don't want that. No, get that away.
What do you want then?
Sven-Goran Eriksson. Don't forget, they're moaning because a foreign manager's taking charge. What about Sven-Goran Eriksson? What about Capello?
Do you know what? I remember there was a protest in Spain. I remember a long time when the guy was in the top hat, and he had the British flags and the English flags all together. I said, "Why not appoint Terry Venables?" And I saw it, and I'm like, "Bloody hell, okay, then." I don't know. Yeah, I know the difference is with them two, with Capello and Eriksson, they didn't manage in the Premier League before they took the England job, whereas Tuchel has done that and he knows the system.
As I said all along, and as I'll continue to say, the English media only want someone who they can be friends with. Oh, we've got him on WhatsApp. And I know it sounds stupid. It does sound stupid, but all of Gary Neville, Carragher, all of these idiots had Gareth Southgate's number. So they're messaging him all the time. They're mates. Just because I guarantee you, if Gary Neville went to Tuchel, Thomas, when am I going to message you on WhatsApp? He'd be like, what? What the effing hell are you on about, mate? Like, you know, what are we doing here? Like, Thomas Tuchel has won a Champions League with that Chelsea team, which all of these people said is crap, by the way.
And who was the manager before that? Frank Lampard, who could get a tune out of those players towards the end.
Exactly. And where's he now without a job? So this is what I mean. These people just want lies. They clearly don't want to win. They just can't be serious about winning, because otherwise they'd be like, oh, get it. Like if I was an English fan right now, I'd be like, oh my God, Thomas Tuchel, this is outrageous. And they're like, nah, we don't want that. No. It is crazy, man. It is crazy.
I know it's crazy. I know it is. And this is why I've ignored it. I'm probably for the first time a lot more happy that we got a serial winner. And did Southgate win anything? No, probably not. That's the problem. You get to back-to-back Euro finals, but you couldn't be adaptive at certain moments, which we saw in the Euro final, and I think that was the issue as well. We saw, against Spain in the finals. Spain could have, like I said, Spain adaptive, like with Morata can move a bit wider, Lamar and Nico Reels can come, rotate. It just showed you where England's frailties were, was that they couldn't adapt in certain moments.
That Spanish, people won't talk about it because of the English media, but that Spanish performance of that Euros was sublime, was absolutely sublime. It was probably one of the best runs or one of the best performances at a major tournament that you'll see for a long time. You're talking since Germany in 2014, but that was ridiculous. They absolutely wiped the floor with Croatia, who everyone said is a dark horse. They absolutely just blitzed through their group, looking like no one was going to stop them. And then you got a bloody 16-year-old who was ripping all the teams apart.
I know.
But there was none of the Spanish media going, oh, but Yamal, because you get this in England. Oh, but he's young. Give him time. He's still adapting. None of the Spanish fans were saying, "Oh, don't start Yamal. He's 16." They were like, "Go on, start him. He's in." Yamal is the best winger in the world right now.
I 100% agree with that. I think he's
16 years. Well, 17 now. No one was saying, "Oh, but he's young. Give him time." Then this is what I mean. They just want it to all be sunshine and rainbows. They don't want to win.
I know. And do you know what? I think that what England had a problem with when Theo Walcott was young. We took him to the World Cup. He did, I know didn't feel who, and he didn't get any appearances. You see what Spain's done with Yamal. They've done so well to get him in, and he's one of the youngest Euro winners. And I think that record would never be broken now with him. I think if Spain win more trophies, he's going to be one of the youngest, along with Pele, be the youngest winners of winning a major trophy.
He's probably going to go and smash every record. Like I've watched Barcelona, because I can't watch the Premier League anymore, Carl. Unless it's Man United, I can't watch it because the quality in the Premier League is abysmal. So I watch La Liga a lot, and I watch Serie A, I watch Liga, and I watch foreign leagues. Every single game I've watched of Barcelona, the two players that have been incredible in every game I've watched, one of your ex-players, Rafinha, and Lamine Yamal.
Rafinha's turning up now. I think we were waiting for that moment, and I'm glad he's turned up because he's ripping that league up now, which we knew he could do. So
yeah, because was he at Stade Rennes before he joined?
He was
bits in that league, wasn't he? So yeah, I've always said now he's left Leeds, I can say it, but Rafinha's a great player. I couldn't say it when he was at Leeds. I couldn't do it.
I know you couldn't say it. I know. I know. Yep. Do you know what? As I said, I do agree with you. I think I've turned a little bit away of that as well with the Premier League because I do prefer the European leagues because they give a bit more flair and it's something like, okay, at least I think with the Premier League at the moment,
all of these players are technical. All of them are technical. They receive what they do is they receive the ball, especially La Liga. They receive the ball and their first thought is, right, where's my next pass? In the Premier League, it's like, right, take a touch, control it, push it to the left, push it to the right, do the okey cokey. There's no
English style of play, which we'd never had in our lives. So yeah,
and then this is why foreign teams always beat the English teams, and then when they do, the English fans are like, oh bloody hell, how have we lost that to Sevilla? How have we lost to Villarreal? Because they're better. They're a better team.
yeah.
That's why.
Absolutely agree. You know, Mike, I know you said you're going to spend for 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long you're going to stay on, but I appreciate
I can stay for about 5-10 minutes. I've got work to get to, but I don't start until 12:30, so we're good.
Oh, that's not bad then. That's not bad then. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I would say agree with that. And Chris, yeah, anything is supposed to be regular football, the being in shambles. Why are they getting government involved? That's another good point as well, because, you know, especially the FA have been shambolic for the last few years.
Yeah, you don't see the Spanish government getting involved, or you don't see them. What's the French guy's name? Is it Macron?
Macron, yeah.
You don't see Macron going, hang on a minute, guys, I don't think you should appoint Deschamps. Like, this is what I mean. It's a laughing stock, mate. It's a fucking... Oh, sorry for swearing.
No, that's fine. I don't, but that's no problem there. Anything can go, so feel like what you need.
It's an absolute laughing stock.
It is, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how how we can change people's minds, especially in this country. It's shambolic. I'm not gonna lie to you as well. It's really shambolic. Anyway, yeah, and I know you're right. It's over, Chris. I understand that. Yeah, right. Let's go into the finish off the the Nations League roundup. Good win for you guys, Mike, for Wales. You know, I'm still unbeaten under Craig Bellamy as well.
Yeah, the Iceland game. The thing is with Bellamy, it sounds incredible what I'm about to say. Brazil, it's a positive and it's a negative. When we go 2-0 up or 1-0 up in a game, under Rob Page, it'd be like, oh, right, we're 1-0 up now. We're not going to score another goal. We'd sit off. We'd park the bus, essentially. But Craig Bellamy's a nutter. He wants to just keep attacking, which is good. But we was 2-0 up away at Iceland. And I was like, just control the game. And he's still like throwing 4 or 5 players forward on the counter. And I'm like, what are you doing? And that's why we got caught for the 2 goals. One was a corner and one was a short free kick or a short corner. I can't remember. I love Bellamy. I've taken to Bellamy straight away. He's the way he comes across in the media. He doesn't take no bollocks. If he thinks we've played bad, he'll say it. The Turkey game where we drew 0-0, he said we should be winning that game. I don't know how we've not. We've wasted chances. And then the other night against Montenegro, the game that I went to, walking out of the ground, I was like, we've played well there and we've only won 1-0. Read his interview and he's like, we've played really well there and we've only won 1-0. I was like, exactly what I'm thinking. So I like Bellamy. Obviously, he never got to make it to a major tournament as a player, so I think it would be brilliant if he can make it as a coach. I think you're starting to see how much of a control he had at Burnley under Company now. You're starting to see that he actually did coach the team. Bellamy, Company was obviously going to take all the plaudits, but watching the way Wales play, Iceland, who are a decent team, and we literally had them camped on the edge of their box.
You did, yeah, I know.
Montenegro had 1 shot. It was, and if we can do that against the better teams now, the teams like Serbia, Switzerland, them teams, if we can do it against them, then, you know, maybe, because there's still a chance we can get promoted. We've got to hope that we can beat Turkey and then beat Iceland in our last 2 games. And then we'll be back into the top division, which will be nice, especially for Bellamy.
Absolutely, as well. And I have to say, going into Scotland got a good draw against Portugal, and Ronaldo was a crybaby. I watched the whole game. I could, Scotland had 1 or 2 good chances as well. I'm not going to lie to you, but they've really held it quite well. But Ronaldo was just not having it on Tuesday night.
Oh mate, I love Ronaldo. I absolutely love the guy because of obviously that's who I watched growing up. But man, he is really starting to annoy me now because it's just so petulant. It's so boring to watch. He loses the ball, his hands go flying in the air. He doesn't get a penalty, a corner, a free kick. His hands go flying in the air. And I don't like talking bad about Ronaldo because he is my favourite player of all time. And he's the best player, for me, he's the best player that I've ever watched for his goal scoring ability, not overall play, but his goal, like the records goal scoring wise, he's broken. It will never be matched. And it's just annoying seeing him like this. So I try not to watch Portugal anymore because I just can't do it to myself watching the guy that I've loved my whole experience of watching football as to this point acting like that. And it's main character syndrome. That's what it is. It has to be about Ronaldo. And people will slate it, but that's winning mentality. That is it. That is elite winning mentality. That it has to be about me. I have to win. And that's what I said. I mean, yes, it's kind of childish and petulant, but you can look at the other side of it and think he just wants to win everything. A Nations League game, an international friendly, a game in the Saudi League. He just wants to win, win, win. That's all he cares about. And he's drained his body to the fact that he knows if he loses, he's lost. That's it. He's fuming for 4 or 5 days after that game. And like I said, I love him. I'll never diss him to the point that saying he's shit and finished and all this. So that's why I just want him to maybe just get out of the Portuguese national team now, because he's not going to get much limelight out in Saudi Arabia, where everyone just jumps on him when he's playing for Portugal because more eyes are on it, because more people have accessibility to watch the Portuguese games. So yeah, for me, I would be like, look, you're an absolute legend, probably the best, one of the best we've ever seen, the best goal scorer we've ever seen. Just ease away from Portugal. Let players like Felix, Jota, Gonzalo Ramos, some of these players get the game time now.
Yeah, do you see Ronaldo going to the World Cup in less than 2 years' time now? Because yeah.
I think Messi and Ronaldo do the 2026 World Cup, and Modric, and then I think they all go together as a three. Modric, Ronaldo, Messi.
Do you know what? Yeah, it does feel like that could happen, because I do agree. I think that's going to happen. I think, to finish off in the US, Canada, and Mexico as a sponsor is probably the biggest on the big stage, especially in the US, is probably going to be credible for their careers to finish their twilight of their careers completely.
Exactly, yeah, and Messi's already playing in there as well, isn't he? So same as Suarez. I don't know if Suarez.
Don't talk to me about Suarez. I think that bastard of him, criticizing my former manager Bielsa about the about the behind the scenes stuff. But that's Bielsa, and you can't tough it up because Bielsa treat you like crap. That's what managers supposed to do. They're supposed to give you a hug around you. I think I don't mention Suarez to me, because that, him coming out, especially him biting people, and you're questioning Bielsa's management behind the scenes, especially how he treats the players. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And the thing is, though, Bielsa's improved Facundo Palestri, who's a youngster. He's actually really Palestri looks good under Marcelo Bielsa. So, yeah, and Marcelo Bielsa's a bit of a nutter coach, if very erratic.
That's what we call it, local Bielsa. That's who he is. You just accept who he is.
Yeah.
God, Suarez, man, seriously. When he came out with the statements, I know one or two players backed him, but you know what I said? Well, that's part of the management. That's what international management is. So just oh God,
get on with it, innit? Just get on with it.
I know.
And also, Bielsa will outlive Suarez as in Uruguay anyway, because Suarez has probably got a couple of years, and the Uruguay fans love Marcelo Bielsa as manager. So
I know. God.
And the majority of oh Jesus.
Oh, Doug.
I've got no words.
No.
Dad jokes, because obviously he is a dad.
He is a dad. So yeah, exactly. The dad jokes is going to be there for him for the rest of his life, and I have to live with it because I live in the same city as him, so same place as him. So yeah,
that's true. I agree with Chris. Bielsa and Ange are so similar.
Yeah,
they're very erratic. They're so erratic as coaches, because yes, I actually rate Bielsa. Again, now he's not at Leeds, I can say it. I rate Bielsa.
I know you do. I know you see. Yeah.
And I rate Ange Postecoglou because they're like, nah, we're not going to go 1-0 up and sit there. We're going to be like, let's attack. You'll win games 5-4. You'll lose games 3-2, but it's entertaining football. It's not, oh, let's sit back. Let's park the bus.
I know. I 100% agree with that. And do you know what? Like I said, there will be a statue of Bielsa at Anfield. It will happen once we get our redevelopment sorted out. We're actually back in the
Will
big
they
league.
install a bucket? Will they install a bucket for him to sit on as the
Probably yes. I would like to have him on the bucket. That would be good. That would be the best thing ever, the best statue ever, along with Billy Bremer and Don Levy. It would be the best statue alongside it.
Bielsa's bucket. They could probably get merchandise for that. Bielsa.
Oh yeah, I know. We did sell those buckets while he was still there. I don't know. We don't sell them anymore now, which is a bit sad because they're still making loads of money for that.
Yeah. Anyway, Carl, I'm gonna have to go because I need to try and get for work so I don't get.
No worries, Mike. Hopefully we'll see you again next week because we always love you having you on here as well. So
yeah, big up to Carl, big up to Chris, Doug in the chat, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys in a bit.
Yeah, no, take care, Matt. Have a good weekend as well.
Cheers, thank you. Bye. I don't know.
That was Mike Green there joining me. So yes, I have to agree for a lot and talk about the England stuff as well. You know, the Nations League. Just look, I think some of the fans need to just get their shit together completely and just sit and just decide to either just get outside with this now with the manager, with Thomas Tuchel appointed England manager. I can see why Lee Carsley last weekend was sending a big message out. Now it made a lot more sense why the England decided to hire Tuchel, so it makes more sense. At least Carsley gets to manage the next two Nations League games, and then he goes back to the under 21s because they have qualified for the under 21s Euro Championships next year. So hopefully Lee Carsley can retain that trophy there, but time will tell on that one. Right, time is now 11:41. We should just hopefully get the team news from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium coming up shortly, which I will just look on my phone if we get the team announcements. And nothing come out as yet. Actually, we do have some team announcement. We just confirmed that Son is returned from his injury as well. He's on that replaces Timo Werner. Richarlison is on the bench. Yves Basima comes in for Rodrigo for Bentancur in the midfield. West Ham are unchanged in the Ipswich win. So Suchek partners Gujo Rodriguez in midfield, Antonio up front as well. Yeah, you're right, Chris. At least he was honest to say he didn't want it as well, which I do agree as well. So the team news is Vicario in goal, Poro, Romania, Van der Ven, Uge in the back four, Basuma, Madison, Kolieski in the midfield, and then Johnson, Solaki, and Son up front. So, like I say, Archie Gray's on the bench with Dragostine, Bentancur, Sarr, with Charles and Werner on the bench with Bergvall. For West Ham, Ariola's in goal with Wan-Bissaka, Tobiro, Kilman, and Emerson on the back three. Suchek and Rodriguez, along with Patrick Kudos in the defensive midfield. Lucas Paqueta, Kudos, and Burrow up the attacking midfield, and Antonio up front. Cresswell's on the bench with Somerville, Kufel, Soler, Marpanovas, Guerrero, Ings, and Alvarez as well. So, yes, coming on to the stuff in a bit as well. As we are coming to 11:43 at the moment, let's go through our Premier League predictions. I want you guys to give your predictions for later on today. I have got my predictions. I know Doug as well. I'll read Doug's out. I know he'll be busy as well. So, Doug, I'll read your predictions out, and I'll see what everyone does say as well. So, I have gone for Spurs 2-1 win against West Ham. Doug himself, he has gone for just to get his own. He went for the same scoreline for 2-1 for Spurs to win later on today. I have gone for Fulham win. Doug as well. Doug's gone for a 2-0 win. Actually, no, Doug's gone for 2-1 win for Fulham. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Villa, actually. So we've gone opposite ends, actually, with this one. I have gone for a 2-0 win, actually, for Aston Villa, actually, sorry. I've gone for Ipswich win 1-0 today against Everton. I think Doug has gone the same way as well. He's gone for 2-1 to Ipswich Town as well. We'll see here that Man United, he's gone for Man United to win 3-2 against Brentford. I've gone the other way around. I'm going for 3-1 win for Brentford. Man United only scoring one goal with a poor run of form. I've gone for Newcastle to win 3-2 against Brighton. Doug has gone actually for a 2-2 draw as well, a 2-2 draw at St James's Park. We've both gone for Leicester to win. He's gone for 3-1, Doug, to win, for Leicester to win today. I have gone for 3-0 for Leicester to win as well. I've gone for Bournemouth against Arsenal. I've gone 2-1 against Bournemouth. Doug has gone the other. He's gone for 3-1 for Arsenal to win as well. So we've both gone for both Arsenal wins. For Man City as well, listen, Wolves, Man City, it's going to be a cricket score. He's gone for 3-0 Man City. I've gone for 5-0 to Man City as well. Liverpool, we're both gone for 2-0. I've gone for 2-0 for Liverpool to win. So has Doug gone for 3-1 as well. He's gone back his boys as usual. And he's backing Crystal Palace with 2-0 against Nottingham Forest on Monday night. So I've gone for a draw between Forest and Crystal Palace with a 2-2 draw as well. So yeah, it's not a lot. Chris, you've got to see your predictions. Let's see here. You've gone for 2-2 for both Spurs and West Ham, or 1-1 draw as well at Craven Cottage. You go for Everton to win 1-0 away at Portman Road. You go for a 2-2 draw between Man United and Brentford, and also 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Brighton. I know you will get more of your predictions coming up shortly in the next few seconds as well. But I know you'll be backing your boys Liverpool to win tomorrow against Chelsea as well. So yes, it is a interesting weekend. The Premier League is back as well. So I probably am good. Before we get Chris's results as well, we will wrap up the show sooner because as I said, it's another chill day for me as well. And I'm gonna, before we finish off the show, this is what I am gonna dedicate this episode, this today's show, to my late grandma who died. Unfortunately, died on this day, well, back in 2013. So she battled herself with terminal breast cancer. So this was a bit of an emotional day for me to do the show, but I thought it was the best way to dedicate this show to my grandma who died at the age of 71 in 2013. And yeah, this day we'll never forget. But you know what? She's played a huge part of my life, and regardless of what I've been through with everything with my personal life and stuff, she would be proud of me of how I've dealt with it completely. So, big respect to my late grandma. She would be proud of me how I've really to come and do this on the day of the anniversary of her when she suddenly passed away on the 19th of October as well. So. Chris, I've got your last prediction as well. You going for 1-1 draw, a lot of draws this time. 3-0 win for Arsenal. You go 3-1 win for Man City. 2-0 win for Liverpool, and 1-1 draw between Forest and Palace. Appreciate that message, Chris. Yeah, listen. I always will do the show regardless, and I could have just not done it, but you know what? My grandma said to me, just carry on with life, and that's what my mom's been telling me to do. Especially what I've been going through, I'm getting the right support that I need. So I appreciate the messaging as well, because listen, it was when I saw my auntie put a temporary picture of her and her when she was young as well. I've done that on my profile picture as well, of showing mine when I was a young child, when my grandma was holding me when I was a young. So you know what, this was probably the right thing to do this show today, and I appreciate everyone as well. So as I'm going to finish the show off, yeah, as I said, everyone have a good weekend, and I appreciate for everyone who's joined me as well. And thank you to Mike, to Chris, and also to Doug as well. Doug, who thought you could be on with us, join us live, but he did message in as well, so I appreciate that. Yeah. So what have I got upcoming the next couple of days? So I should be doing a recording with the Championship Review tomorrow night. That should be uploaded on Monday evening around about 6 or 7 o'clock on Monday evening. I should be back doing the roundup as well on Tuesday or Wednesday as well. But we'll be back on with the Saturday show next week at the same time at 11 a.m. as well. Doug should be back on this week. I know he had a busy today being a daddy, and that's life is, and I always respect him to be honest, to do that he has to do. Always said to him, father first. That's all you have to do, and I always told him that's all I told him he needs to do. So yes, so as I said, hope everyone have a good weekend. Please like, share, and hit the notification bell description bell for any upcoming uploaded videos and stuff will come up. I will hopefully will do some short videos as well, as I'm starting to do a little bit more of that. So I will put the results up later on today or tomorrow across the weekend, and I will give my roundup as well over the course of the week as well. We have got the Champions League coming up this week as well, which is just some huge games as well, which I will announce on our channel, across the channel over the next few weeks. But like I said, if you do miss us, please watch us again on here, which this recorder will be. But everyone, have a good weekend, and yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next weekend. Take care for now. Bye bye.